Alright, Kimbo White here, talking about the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix. I've been waiting to do a video on this until it all came together a little bit more, which, to be real honest with you, I know, everything's pretty well set in stone as far as the tournament goes, except for the fact that they don't even have an exact date or location set yet for the second quarterfinal, even, let alone a semifinal round or anything. So, they're talking about April 9th for the next quarterfinal. So what they're going to draw this heavyweight tournament out the entire year, if we're lucky, or the next year. I hope not. I hope it doesn't get drawn out that long. That'd be nuts. I guess, it takes a certain amount of time to get a tournament done anyway when you got guys that might get hurt and this and that. Need a few months before they can fight again, whatever. But anyway, getting down to it. Overeem's title will not be on the line. None of the fights are going to be 5 rounds except for the last fight, which will be for a newly created title, the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix title, which I suppose will probably be defended annually. It's going to be more or less like what they do a lot over in Dream or whatever, where they have the RK1, I think this is great for the sport. I think Coker's a genius for putting it together. I was really one of the people making videos and complaining at the end of the year about the lackluster amount of fights and who was on the cards at the end of the year for Strikeforce. Overeem was in Japan. Fedor was in the woods or something. And, it just seemed like anybody who they had that was any good was fighting in Japan instead of over here. Except for, Henderson versus Babalu, and who didn't predict that one. So, here's another thing. Fedor has in his contract an exit clause that if he gets in a losing streak, he can leave. I don't know what a losing streak is considered. If that's 3 losses or, I think he only signed for a 3-fight deal. So what's a losing streak? 2 fights, and then, I don't even understand that. Maybe somebody that knows can clarify that a little for me. But from what I read, I don't understand it a bit. Whoever wins is going to get the crack at Overeem's title. If Overeem wins the tournament, he's just got another title, and then somebody will probably have to fight for a number 1, contender spot again. But the way that they're doing it, this coming weekend, Fedor's fighting Bigfoot, and Arlovsky's fighting Kratonov, or however the hell you say that guy's name. Now, that is the first fight in the 2 separate quarterfinals. So the winner of those 2 fights is not going to fight each other. The winner of those 2 fights will be the first winner in each quarterfinal. We'll have to wait till April to find out who either guy's going to fight in the next round, who either winner's going to fight in the next round. Which, to me, is genius, too, to keep people on their toes and guessing who's going to, But, it kind of sucks to have to wait till April 9th for the next round, man. I don't understand why they wouldn't do that, a couple of weeks apart from each other, get it over with, and then that way, all the winners can heal up together. I'm just not sure about the timing of it all. I really think that all these guys have a really good chance of doing what they want to do. I feel like there's a lot of underrated guys in this. A few of these guys like Bigfoot Silva, I'm going to take Fedor in that fight, but I almost do it. Bigfoot Silva isn't somebody you want to count out. Now, here's my thing with Overeem, and to be real honest with you, it's my same problem with with the whole Fedor thing, but not as bad as Overeem, because I feel that even when the two guys were both taking fights that were good fights for them to take, guys on their level or better, Fedor was still fighting the tougher people, without a doubt. Has always fought the tougher people. And, you know, if you go to Sherdog Fight Finder and look through these fights, you'll see it. It's right there in front of you. But we're not going to sit here and discredit Overeem's or Fedor's accomplishments. But what I'm getting at is, since, you know, okay, February of 2007 was the last tough fight. That was the last fight that Overeem was took that he knew that he could, you know, if you want to argue about maybe Paul Buenatello, you know, he's a tough guy, not a top tier opponent, real tough guy though, okay, so maybe he fought him in 2007 too. If you go back and you look at the first 2/3 of Overeem's career, the dude would fight every 2 months. I mean, there's times when he fought 3 weeks apart from each other, so it's not that he doesn't like to fight or want to fight, but there's no way anybody can deny the fact that since 2007, this is who he's fought: Tai Hun Lee, Mark Hunt, Mirko Krokop really doesn't count. It was a no contest with a knee to the groin. Give him credit, he took the fight. He's going to fight Mirko. 2008, though, 2 years ago, Mirko was, I mean, really, he still wasn't the old Mirko. But still, he took the fight against Mirko. We're probably still confident he probably would have won that fight. But, you know, to me, really, it doesn't count because neither guy had a chance to win the fight. So that was a no contest. We had Tai Hun Lee, Mark Hurt, Gary Goodrich, Tony Sylvester, James Thompson, of all people. And that was a dream 12, man, a year ago. Man, everybody remembers the mauling, knee to the head, and a couple punches, and it was over in like 10 seconds. Fujita, one knee to the head. It was like another 10-second fight. The two toughest guys that he has fought since 2007 is Brett Rogers and Todd Duffy. But Brett Rogers would smoke James Thompson, no doubt in my mind. I think Brett Rogers would smoke Fujita. I don't think Fujita, you want to make the argument that he was the toughest guy he's fought, it still isn't a very good one. So, but that's since 2007. Before that, you look, and the guy has fought who's who of badasses, really, kind of. But not with many wins over big name guys. He's lost, you know, he lost to Shogun, he lost to Arona, he lost to Nog. He did beat Vitor by decision, and you know, but he lost to Fabrizio, he lost to Kuritinov. They split 2 fights. He beat him once with TKO with knees too, and then Kuritinov knocked him out with a punch. But the thing is, back to the tournament, Overeem's never beat anybody in this tournament, but 2 guys in this tournament have beat him. So that's something that he's going to have to overcome mentally when he has to fight these guys. You know, if you ask me, he's had about 3 years of hand-picked fights. There's no way that they thought that any of these guys that he has fought since 2007 were on his level. Not one of them. Not Mark Hunt, Gary Goodrich, give me a fucking break, James Thompson, Fujita, Brett Rogers, Todd Duffy. I mean, Brett Rogers, like I said, the only one, and he got completely dominated. I mean, manhandled Brett Rogers. You know, and that's just insane to even say. Be real honest with you. Fedor didn't even manhandle Brett Rogers. I mean, Rogers had a chance there. At one point was ground and pound of Fedor. You know, Emelianenko. Let's see here. Oh, we got here for the last Emperor. You know, he's fought Arlovsky, Sylvia, uh, um, Verdum. Now, Abe Wagner completely discredited Fedor's win over Sylvia because I think he might have done it even faster. I haven't heard the official word on that, who knocked Sylvia out faster. But if you haven't seen it, go to Titan, go to MMA Share and put in, or any MMA video website, put in Titan FC 16 Wagner versus Sylvia. Watch it, because Tim Sylvia just got his ass handed to him again. And it looked very similar to the Fedor beating, and was just as fast. It was really pretty crazy. The difference is you don't see a loss before Fabricio Verdum on Fedor's record, and he has fought with the who's who of badasses his entire career. Recently, to be fair here, since I said since 2007 for Overeem, okay, the only guys that Fedor has fought since 2007 is Tim Sylvia, which has been completely discredited by Abe Wagner, Andre Arlovsky, Brett Rogers, and Verdum. There's my point. You really can't argue that either guy has fought better or more competition than the other one recently, because neither guy has really fought jack shit. Alright, here's what I think. I think you're going to see Fedor and somebody in the semifinals over on the left side, and I think you're going to see Barnett and somebody in the semifinals on the right side. Now, honestly, I see most likely Fedor and Barnett going at it in the finals. This is what I'm going to go with officially. I'm going to go with this. Fedor and Verdum out of the first round. I'm going to go with Fedor and Verdum out of the first round. It's really hard to pick against Overeem in that fight, and I really don't know why. I might regret that. That's a hard fight to call, man. That was a hard fight to call, and so let's go with Fedor and Verdum in the first bracket, and let's go with I'm gonna go with Arlovsky and Barnett in the second round. Now, like I said, the Verdum and Arlovsky, I'm not 100% on. That's just kind of the way I'm leaning. The Fedor, I'm fairly confident in, but not 100% either. And you know, to be real honest, the same way with the Barnett and Rogers, I'm fairly confident that Barnett will probably smear the mat with Rogers. But I think it's going to be a pretty brutal fight. I think it's going to see some smash up shit in that fight. So what I'm really more confident in is the fact that you're probably going to see Fedor and Barnett in the final. I feel like it's going to be Fedor and Barnett in the final. I really do. You know, to me, the left bracket, Fedor and Barnett, or Fedor and Verdum and Overeem, any one of those three guys to come out of that bracket, I don't see Bigfoot Silva getting through both of those fights. I think if he can beat Fedor, he'll lose to Verdum or Overeem.